Hey everyone, how's it going? This is the Bald Metal Nerd coming at you with another video. And if you're new here, be sure to hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell, like, comment, all the things. Please smash those buttons for me. Alright. And I got a link to my Teespring store, Patreon, everything in the comment box, in the video description box below. Hit it all. Thanks. Now, on with the video. As you might have been able to tell from the thumbnail, the title of this, and kind of my ridiculous intro, I'm starting 2022 off with a little bit of a joke. But in all seriousness, I want to actually respond to a video that Chris at Dixieland Farm made back in November. So this is a very timely response. You know, basically he made a video about how creators have changed on YouTube, but the platform itself really hasn't, at least as far as types of videos go. And I enjoyed it so much, I thought I would talk about his points, some of the things that I'm guilty of now, / have been guilty of in the past, whatever, right? So basically, you know, one thing he said in the video, which I will link in the description below, is how lots of people always say, make sure to, you know, like, comment, subscribe, whatever, right? And he said that, you know, just because someone says in the video, asks you to do that, doesn't mean that the viewer is any more likely to do that. That's absolutely true. I never comment on a video because a creator asks me to. I only comment on a video if I feel that, you know, maybe I have something amusing to say. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes if I just want to state my opinion, you know, indifferent, you know, sometimes if I think I can be remotely informative, those are usually when I'll leave comments. Certainly not because somebody asks me to do it. I don't subscribe to a channel because somebody asks me to do it. I don't do really any of that stuff because somebody asks me to do it. I just do that stuff because I want to do it. And the person asking me, I will agree, is kind of annoying. And I remember for a long time on my channel, I used to say, you know, thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I used to do that quite a bit, actually. I definitely don't do that anymore because I agree, it is kind of annoying when that's in every single video to do that, right? So I stopped, and, you know, my numbers didn't really change any whether I asked people to do that stuff or not. So yeah, if your content's there, if people want to engage with it, they will. It's just that simple. You know, which brings me to the next piece, which is clickbait titles and thumbnails. And of course, this one I did it completely as a joke to, you know, amusement purposes. But I have done it in the past, and as far as like my clickbait thumbnails that I've done, I'm going to be completely honest and transparent. The way I've always tried to find those is just by doing like image searches on Google or wherever for some topic that's related to whatever the hell it is that I'm talking about, and I will choose that as a thumbnail just for kicks, right? I won't like go to the trouble of like photoshopping something in my head and large text and all that. Even in this one, I didn't do it. I did it a pretty lazy way. I just took a photo with my webcam, which was, you know, compared to putting a lot of trouble into it, pretty easy, right? And I do agree that those thumbnails can get really annoying. And the clickbait titles are just kind of like, oh, brother, you know, because, yeah, they're never quite what they say they're going to be. And like I said, I've done it in the past as a joke, but I try not to do that too much. And of course, probably the biggest, well, before I get to the biggest thrust of what he's talking about in his videos, I will talk about a practice that he sees or he's heard of. And personally, I've talked about this a few times in previous videos, and I'll talk about it now. Sometimes, like a lot of people out there will buy things just to feature them in videos. Like they'll buy whatever it is, you know, electronics, in the music community, they'll buy rare records, whatever, just to make videos about those items, right? They'll be like, look at this item that I have. Isn't it pretty, blah, blah, blah. Whereas, yes, I do a number of videos where I review products, but I've never. There's only one exception. I've never bought any products except for one, simply to review them. I did buy a pair of like $10 or $15 headphones once just to review them, just for fun. But aside from that, like when I show something that costs a couple $100, I sure as hell didn't buy it just to review it. I bought product because I wanted to buy it because I had some sort of a need slash want for the product. I can tell you, and and he's also right that if you like, let's say it's a new item that's coming out, like a new record, a new whatever, right? If you're not the first one to show it off, nobody's gonna watch your videos. And the reason I know that is before I ever did the Bald Metal Nerd channel, I previously did a channel where I heavily focused on like toy reviews, Transformers. Obviously, as you can see them in my background, you know. As I would get them, I would do reviews on them, and I had a few videos that got some traction, but for the most part, nothing. Um, and also, my audience engagement on those videos was practically non-existent. Almost no one commented on those videos. I just let that channel go because I could never be first, and I would never get the views, and I just completely gave up on it because that is a arena where if you're not first, nobody watches those videos, and for good reason. I mean, I don't tend to watch. I as a person who collects said action figures, I don't tend to go back and watch like the fifth or sixth video that I see on a particular Transformer or other action figure. I'll watch maybe one or two, and then that's generally it. So first definitely gives you a big advantage, and since I couldn't be first, that's why that channel is dead as a doornail. So now, of course, the reason for all of these things is people trying to make their hobby into a living, because obviously everyone who watches videos on YouTube, we've all seen the people who have some sort of a hobby and they've actually made it into their career, right? And of course, we would all love to do that. I would love to be able to sit here and make, if I could make my equivalent wage, well, actually, I guess I'd have to make more paying for help. Like, let's say I could make, I'll just throw out a figure, $100,000 a year doing this, right? If I could make in that neighborhood, clearly, I wouldn't need to have my quote corporate job that I do, which takes up so much of my time, right? That would be a thing in the past. It'd be liberating, yada yada yada. But you know, and a good point that Chris made is, you know, 99%, or actually probably 99.99999% of people on YouTube aren't there. They're not making a living doing this. And, asking for Patreon or having a discount code to buy a t-shirt or whatever when you have 200 subscribers, pretty ridiculous. And I find Patreon begging very annoying. Like, oh, if you want to see more, join my Patreon. And seeing that in every video gets really fucking annoying really fast. And that is why that's why I don't do it, because I find it incredibly irritating. I remember, before Patreon, and then after Patreon, just how much more annoying it seemingly got very quickly on this stuff. And yeah, I definitely get annoyed by it as well. And if it is a quote smaller creator who's doing this, I am much more likely to tune them out because their content may not be as well produced as somebody who is bigger. And what I tend to do now, thankfully, with like the bigger creators, when they get to the Patreon begging and all that, it tends to be at the end of the video after the main content. So what I usually do is when they get to that, I just, turn off the video and go on to the next thing. So, yeah, I agree with Chris that YouTube's people on the platform have changed simply because of everyone trying to make a living at it, yada yada yada, and a lot of us small timers also fall into it. And obviously, I'm not going to quote make it big on this platform. I mean, hell, I've been doing this since 2015, at least on this channel, and I don't know how many subscribers I have, and I don't know, currently maybe 1,500, something like that. I don't think I'm going to be making 100K from this anytime soon. So anyway, that is basically it. I just wanted to kind of throw this crap out there. And yes, I am going to sign off with my signature goodbye because it's not because it's a gimmick. It's because there are two things I really enjoy. And that, of course, is Star Trek, which is live long and prosper. Doesn't get any nerdier or better than that. And keep on rocking. Well, because rock is life. I'll see you guys soon.